Ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege and honor to share with you on the Justice League again. It's been a while since I shared a video like this. Psalms 32. Why do you boast yourself in mischief, O mighty man? The goodness of God endures continually. Your tongue devises mischiefs like a sharp razor, working deceitfully. You love evil more than good, and lying rather than speaking righteousness. You love devouring all words, O thou deceitful tongue. God shall destroy you forever. He shall take you away and pluck you out of your dwelling place, and root you out of the land of the living. The righteous shall see this and fear. Lo, this is the man that made not God his strength, but trusted in the abundance of his riches, and strengthened himself in his wickedness. But I am like a green olive tree in the house of God. I trust in the mercy of God forever and ever. And I will praise you forever because you have done it. And I will wait on your name, for it's good before your saints. See, wicked evil people don't understand that they have a finite amount of time. All of us do. And that they're going to have to leave their riches and stuff behind. And deceitfulness is just not a foundation to build on. But apparently people don't get that. So, people are destructive and they devise mischief and plans. We've seen it in many different avenues. But what really strikes me is where King David says, I am like a green olive tree in the house of God. Why would he say green olive tree? I'll tell you why. In the Jewish system, in their temples, they have what is called a lampstand. It has 7 branches, 3 on one side, 3 on the other, and 1 in the center. And it's lit with pure olive oil. And it continually lights, especially the center one. And the ones on the side are sometimes lit during the day, and some are lit during the night. But the center one is always lit. The olive tree represents peace. An olive branch, or you say you let out the olive branch to someone, you're saying that you want to be peaceable with them. And so it's very important to understand that these symbols are what David is saying. 1, he wants to be something that's a source of light. And 2, he wants to be peaceable with all people. So that's why he likened himself unto an olive tree. And truth, these symbols you see in front of you, these heroes, represent symbols of peace in various ways. Let's try to be symbols of peace today. Now let's get into Justice League. One of the most interesting things and sharp things that we saw in the beginning of Justice League were some places. Here's the first place. Now, a lot of people were very dismissive about this, but this first place is with a symbol on it, is showing you that this particular place in the world is empathetic to Superman's death. And for those of you who don't know which place this is, I would like to tell you. It is known as the Notre Dame de Paris, or Notre Dame de Paris. It's a cathedral in Paris of France. As you can see, there's a beautiful waterfront on the side, and this here is the structure. That's the Notre Dame de Paris. Now, what's so exceptionally interesting about this shot is that when we look at an aerial view of this Notre Dame de Paris here, you can see that there's a huge car park in between the Notre Dame de Paris. That's the high structures you see right there that look very familiar here. Okay, we're looking at it as a circle. We're moving away from it. You can see the waterfront on this side here, but there's a big, huge gap here, car park. And then there's this other structure right over here. Now we're seeing it from another angle, far away. This is the Notre Dame de Paris. It's very tall compared to the other buildings around it. This is a beautiful waterfront there. We're panning out away from it, and we'll come back to that in a minute. But this is a beautiful shot. You can see the steps coming up to go to the Notre Dame de Paris. You can see the beautiful waterfront here, and there's this nice structure here, which looks like it's about the same height, but it's just the camera angle we're looking at. And then there's this huge car park here in between the two buildings. It's just the way how this scene is shot by Zack Snyder that makes it look like these two buildings are close to each other, but they're very far away, as you will see in this photograph here. As we move down the waterfront here, we have to move this way. And this is in Paris, France. Beautiful place. And there you see the Notre Dame Paris right here. And this is the bridge we were actually looking at, and the building next to it right here. So we're looking all the way down to the Notre Dame de Paris. And you can see the steps here where you go up to the bridges. Actually, it's the steps right here, sorry. This is the bridge right here. This is the structure we're seeing, and this huge car park in between. So it's just beautiful how Zack Snyder was able to capture those shots of this building in spite of all of that. So that shot is it's a huge car park in between here. And you see the beautiful trees, and this is just such a beautiful structure. But the important thing is that Superman here is the world is actually mourning him, and they put up this banner to show how much Superman meant to them. He was not just an image for Metropolis. He was not just an image for America. He was an image for the world. His ideal was represented by the world. Here's another beautiful structure. And this, to me, is very important for me to highlight what this structure is saying and what this structure is and who is being represented here. And a lot of people don't know. They kind of took it for granted as they was looking at these different scenes in this movie. But this structure is known as the Manhattan Building, and it's found in Bangkok of Thailand. This is the actual building here. Now, what's really amazing about this, and for me to really go into detail about this, I really have to go online and show you an article that's in Thailand, that I had to translate so you could understand the gravity of what you actually saw or are seeing here. So I actually went to this Thai site. Everything was really in Thai. As you can see here, the words are in Thai. I translated it, and this is beautiful. And listen to this. The Thai people, they're talking about Justice League. In Justice League, one more thing, our country opens the eyes to the world. And this is beautiful because this is their account of everything. And so here, they speak about it right here. From the above picture, we believe that many people will be attracted to the buildings that Bangkok residents are familiar and well known to them. That is their metropolis. Highly designed tower. In this clip, there's a memorial to Superman. The text in Thai is, "We will not forget you." So when we look at, hold on a second. When we look at this text right here, this is saying, "We will not forget you" in Thai, which is really beautiful. And the other interesting thing is this building here, which is known as the Mahanakorn Building of Thailand, Bangkok, Thailand. This building here was actually recently constructed. It is Thailand's highest building, highest skyscraper. It was recently constructed the very year that Justice League was being shot after Batman v Superman. So in 2016, this building actually came to be. So it's a very recent building. And you can see the structures next to it. This is a structure right here, and this structure here you see in this picture here. This structure here, and this structure right here. So it's really beautiful, and it's well shot. Again, Zack Snyder, just breathtaking shots he really gives you. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys. I thought that these were just huge Easter eggs that you should know. Of course, the other one you know, Metropolis, which is actually shot in London. So I thought, well, I wouldn't have to share that one with you guys. And also, I think there was another shot of the Tower Bridge where you see again the symbol of Superman on that, and that's also in London. That's the Tower Bridge in London, which was seen in Wonder Woman. So I just thought I would share this with you guys. I thought, if you really love this movie, you would want to know some details about it. And I thought the interesting thing about it is that Bangkok, Thailand is on display here in all their glory. And the Thai people, they're so happy that they're center stage for the world to see them. This is the first time on the big screen that their cities, their place, their country has been a center stage in a comic book movie. So that's huge for them. And it's pretty Interesting why the Asians really had a big rage for this movie is because they were represented in this movie. So that's why it was this big rage for it. All right, guys. I thought I would share that with you guys. I hope you have a great week. And remember, it always pays to walk the pure, clean path. What's what the olive tree represents? Purity, cleanliness, peace. Okay? So walk that way. You really will have less problems. The people who fabricate lies and trick and lie and deceive, they don't get so far. And they may look like they're succeeding in life, but they're not really. All right? You guys have a great one.